check action file. Even though that says X, it's an A. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the CXF. All right. So if I hit enter here, there's all these fun-loving categories. All right, and a bunch of days. Right. So, whoops. What happened here? That wasn't supposed to happen. There goes my finger. Ow. This print. Sorry. Like. All right. So, if you look at it for the, so it's like a day 1 through day 7. Day 1 is always today.
Okay.
So like tomorrow, day 1 will be Monday.
Okay.
Day 2 will have been Sunday. So on and so on. The days just move outwards. So day 1 will always be the day of whatever day that is. All right. Normally, as I train everyone, I usually tell everyone, if you've read a message, you action something, you receive a bag that it says you're getting, just delete the message. All right. For me, I will trust whatever you've done or you've actioned. You can delete it as long as you know you've done it.
Right.
Okay. I usually tell people, like, try not to have the messages going from day 4 and outward.
Okay.
After 3 days and the message is, kind of been dealt with, just get rid of it. All right. As you can see, it's like I've got a couple of 4s, 5, and then a bunch of things to follow in the first 3 days.
So what are these figures?
All right. So the first, yeah.
Oh God.
So the first category, the FW, are what we call forward messages. Whoops, can't spell. All right, so these are all messages either from London or from us that says we're sending a bag out on a flight. All right, so let's take a look. Before I sing, the AA messages are sort of how do I want to say them? These are let me see what these are. Hold on. Let me try one of these messages for a second. I'll get back to that in a second. AAD.
No, because I have a bigger one, so when you leave, I can just sit down.
Okay. So these are like either what they call action.
Have you done the videos? Yeah.
Action messages, or what they call inquiries, sort of like, or inquiry message. All right. So these messages, sort of like this one here in day 5. Either Hussein or somebody tried to do what they call a tag trace. All right, and the tag trace, though, came back with a positive response. So anytime you get a positive response to the tag trace, it's going to end up in here because it says you actioned something. You asked the system to action you a request or a question. Basically, all right. So that's what he's got over here, but we're gonna delete that since it's just a tag trace. All right. Let me bring that screen back up. All right, and as you can see now, it's gone. All right. SPs. So SPs are sort of like what they call special or supplemental messages.
Okay.
All right. So so these ones here, usually just they're like warnings, like they'll tell you that a certain file is retiring from tracing. Like if we have a missing that's gone, or missing or an on here that's gone too long, like say more than 7 days and nothing's happening, sometimes after a while too, they'll get a warning that says it's retiring from tracing out in 48 hours.
Okay.
All right. Sometimes you'll get a inquiry that says for a file that says contact packs for contents, stuff like that. So that's all those messages. Normally, for us here, I usually just get rid of these messages. All right, because you're already doing it. You kind of you'll get into the flow of it. All right, and finally the AP. The AP messages are sort of they're sort of like what do I want to call these? They're sort of like messages from other sometimes you get messages from Virgin in London, CBC, another airline, Delta, asking you to look for a suitcase, or you'll see messages from me here too, asking something. So these are sort of just like I forget what I once said for AP, but that's what you'll see. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, with that in mind, all right, so I usually will work my way inwards. Because these are today, we'll wait for that. And these were yesterday's. All right, so we'll get rid of day 4 first, right?
Okay.
All right, so now this one here, DXF BOSVS, this is display.
Okay.
All right, so you're asking the system to display the action file. All right, and then, but when I say BOSVS, we'll do AP. So the category AP, day 4. All right, so that's like so that's that. It's only gonna show you the day 4 stuff. So I add 2 messages here. Here's the first one. So the first one here, basically, it looks like.
To be still waiting for guests.
Right?
Yeah.
So
this number tells you this is the first message.
correct.
Number 1.
Right. So that's how the bag went out. You
12
know.
September.
So this looks like it probably came from somebody in
Johannesburg?
Entebbe, Uganda,
Yeah.
regarding a bag I sent out. So it looks like the bag, from what I can see of the message, it looks like the bag from here does not arrive in Uganda, and hopefully it, didn't get lost. It's no longer here with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this is just all the copy of my message. That's all they're asking. All right. Wow, it's a long message one. All right, but again, bag's not here with us, so they can chase somebody else. Oh, here's another one. Same thing.
Oh,
Somebody just sent us a repeat. Yeah, I don't know why the airlines do that. Like they send it twice. Like, I want you to read the message twice. So once it says action file display complete, that means there's no more messages.
Okay.
All right, you've seen all 2 messages. All right, we're gonna do the SPs next. So again, display. OSVS, but this time it's SP D4.
D4, yes.
Okay. So see how I told you. So it's telling you that these 2 on hands and a missing. It says here on hand from the 11th of September. Retrieve PNR and find owner.
Okay.
All right. Or inventory and enter contents. Same for the missing here, retiring, tracing in 48 hours. So after another 48 hours, basically this said that this will stop looking for the bag.
Right.
All right, because it will no longer be out for trace.
Yeah.
All right. So that, usually I just read them, but then it's just like EXF1 that deletes that message. If you recall it, you do 2, 5, whoops, 3. And whoops, 4. Whoops. Okay. Let's see. Hi, coming off Virgin Atlantic?
Yes.
And where are we heading?
Orlando.
Orlando. All right. Oh, I got rid of it. Okay. So, I just need to see your boarding passes. So here, it's just like as if you were doing a check-in. You have to check the customer's boarding pass off, all right, and make sure they're on this list. And then we're gonna ask them to give us the suitcases they're transferring. And what time is your flight at this evening?
Soon. Not soon, but soon enough. Like 8:30-ish.
Okay.
8:38.
Okay, perfect. All right, and each of you has 1 suitcase, yeah? So Thomas and Blair. So we'll just go up here. That is
Thomas? Thomas D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah.
No comment?
Thomas
No.
D? No?
No, the last names. Oh, hold
Oh,
on.
Ingram.
Oh, it's Ingram and LaSalle. You know, I like that. Hold on. That's why I can't find you. Oh, here you are. Okay, so 1 and 2. All right. Perfect. You hang on to those, but we'll take your suitcases, please. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you guys are on your way now to Terminal 8. You're back out the door. Hang a right. Across the city, you'll see an elevator take you to the 4th floor. Go straight across the bridge. All right. Good flight. Hi. Transfers?
Yes.
All right. Where are we heading?
Cleveland
What's your last name?
from CROWE.
All right. And I just need your boarding pass, and then we'll take your suitcase.
Okay. You need the one to Cleveland or the
Yeah, just the one to Cleveland. All right, perfect. Here for that. Well, I will take this. Same as these folks, you're just around the corner. Go hang a right curve across from us, so you'll see some elevators. You're going to the 4th floor and straight across the bridge.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good flight. I think that's why I like the belt that it's like right here. So turn around and. So not all the time will you ever see all the connections. Sometimes some of them will just take the bag and take the bags with them and go, you know. All right, so there's no more messages. The next one I want is the AA and a D4. All right, so we'll go back to this. We'll pull this message out. So I have 4 messages like so. So these. So again, I don't know why they save these messages, but anyhow. So it looks like again this was a tag trace, so we can just get rid of the message. Hi, evening. Transferring.
Yes.
Okay, where are we heading?
Orlando.
Okay, what's the party's last name?
Ketover with a K. K-E-T-O-V-E-R.